Spain has never let me down. I love that country. I've had the chance to go there a bunch of times, and conveniently, the last like 4 or 5 times have actually been work-related, which is the best kind of Spain, because you go for free. But the thing about where I've gone in Spain is that it's always been on the northern part of Spain, the Basque Country, and it's been in a wonderful little city called San Sebastian. If you've been there, you understand. It's perfect. I highly recommend it. But it's right along the coast, and it's wonderful, like I said. So I went, the first time I went for this work-related event, it was in June, as were the other times. So June, coast. People were out enjoying the beautiful sunshine in a place where it's not sunny until then. So they were, I had finished all my work responsibilities, and I had consumed as much calamari as possible in the last 2 days, and had all the wine I could imagine, and really was like living it up. And I had one more day, and I was with my Spanish friend, and we were out on the just taking a walk. It was like late afternoon, and we were walking on the beach, and I really hadn't had a chance to be on the beach because I was there for work, and I actually had to do a few things. So we sit down and we're just like watching the water, and I suddenly realized, I'm like, wow, like all of these people, like all of these women are topless. Like this is normal here. Like, okay, that's okay. So I'm like, come on, Laura, be cool. Like this is weird for you because like you're like strangely conservative, like probably more so than most of you. I like had just like all this, I just can't handle it sometimes, like the thought of being in a bathing suit. So it's hard to see how these women are like okay with like wearing nothing. So I'm like, that's cool. And I'm like joking with my Spanish friend. She's like, yeah, like that's what we do. It's so funny. So I'm like laughing about that. And then the next year, I'm back, same place, same time, it's also June. So now I'm like, now I'm even cooler. I know like what to expect, like this is normal. People are topless on the beaches in Spain, like just be cool, act normal. And so the second year, on my last day, I had some free time, and with the same friend, and we decided to take this boat. It's just like to a little island that's like a stone's throw from the main beach. And so it's like this beautiful Sunday afternoon, and the beach is covered with people. The water is actually like covered with small boats that are anchored with people like sunbathing on the boats, like all topless. It feels like, at least, and we're like weaving through to this little island, and we like walk up. It's kind of like a small mountain on the island, so we walk up a little bit so we can get a nice view of the beach, and we're just sort of lazily leaning against this wall and like looking out on the water and remarking about how clear it is. And I look over and I'm just like, sort of like I'm sleepy, so I'm just kind of watching this person like swimming like a fish like below me, and then I like watch him, and I realize like he's like coming to his boat to like climb on and like watch his like nude body, and I'm like, oh, that was alarming. So like I'm like, okay, so like year 1 topless, I got that covered. Year 2, the back of a naked man. I can handle this. Like I'm a strong, mature person. So like that's year 2. And then, so year 3 comes along, and I am again having this wonderful privilege of being able to go to Spain for a work event and to be there in San Sebastian in June. So I finished my responsibilities, but this time I'm like, you know what? I'm in Spain, I have some extra time, so I booked a flight to go to Barcelona for like 2 or 3 days at the end of my like work event. So I fly to Barcelona by myself, and if you've been to Barcelona, it's wonderful. It's also on the coast. And so I'm just like living it up. I'm doing everything that you're supposed to do. I'm like eating all the food. I'm seeing all the sights. I'm drinking all the sangria. I'm not gonna waste my 2 or 3 days there. So I am loving it. And on the final day, I plan out this whole long day of walking around and seeing it all, and I realized that I have yet to actually touch the water. Like, I mean, it's Barcelona, it's like the coast, and I have yet to touch the water. So I map out my day, and I get to the beach in like the late afternoon, and I walk to the water, and I'm like dipping my feet in the water as one does, and I'm just enjoying it, and I'm thinking like, isn't this lovely? I'm in Barcelona, and it's like the sun is like really bright, like right in my face. So I'm just like walking, and I sort of lose track of time, and I suddenly realize like I'm really thirsty, and I'm really hot, and I'm also quite hungry, and I could use some paella. So I decide I should just kind of quite impulsively, like I pivot to go like up into like the boardwalk, or they don't call it that, but the non-sandy part that goes parallel with the beach. And so I pivot, and it's like the sun is so bright, and there's lots of people, but I can't really see them because it's so bright, and I'm sort of walking and trying to dodge bodies, and like directly in front of me, like so close that I could hug him, is this naked, like 85-year-old man, and he's right there, and I'm right here, and I have all of my clothes on because, as I said, and then I quickly realized that like it's not just him. Like I am like standing in the middle of like a beach that is just like covered with naked bodies and naked bums, and I am alarmed, as you might imagine, but also I'm kind of proud because, like, you know, I've conquered it all now. Like this is it. Like Spain, it really can't let me down, and it will never do that. And so I, you know, gathered up all of my dignity, and I got onto the dry land, and I found myself a sangria, and I pretended it never happened.